COPWATCH, policing the police every single day.
Say hi, Andy. I'm recording you.
Alright, you get the whole thing, right?
I got you.
Ocean City cops are not people.
Yes, they are. You know what's really criminal?
What's that?
Those knee-high socks.
I know, but that's what the brown shirts wore.
Requesting the same action. I believe the city has a statement on that matter.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. With respect to items 2A through 2E, the respondents' council served the city with a motion for stay of the proceedings, while the matters referenced in each of those cases is on appeal before the circuit court. After discussing the matter with opposing counsel, the city will stipulate to approve the stay. That has to do with just the cases that are on appeal. It would not foreclose the city from enforcing any new violations, but with respect to those violations that were properly appealed to the circuit court, it is in the city's interest as well to not take any further action on those matters until the court decides the legal issues that were contested in the appeal. So we would respectfully request that the Code Enforcement Board grant the request for stay in each of the matters 2A through 2E, and there's nothing further for the respondents to do with respect to that.
Okay. Any questions from the board members on this?
Yeah, I had one question. On 2A, the letter from the lawyer case number didn't match the case number that we have listed. The last two numbers are transposed. I suspect that's just an administrative issue.
It would be a Scrivener's error that we can overlook. We know which cases are pending on appeal, and the order that you will be issuing will have the correct numbers on them.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Is it procedurally correct for me to combine all of these cases as a unit, or should I have to read each case for the purpose of the record?
I think I'll let the board advise.
Good morning, Kelly Fernandez. I think it's fine for you all to combine this into one motion.
Okay, I'll just read the whole case and then have one motion for that, each case number, okay.
Correct.
For the cases appearing before the board, the cases are case number 21-79930, case number 21-79906, case number 21-79908, case number 21-79967, and case number 21-80024. City has requested that the stay be granted. Is there any discussion on that issue? If not, I'll entertain a motion that we accede to this request of the city and grant the stay on all the cases just cited. Motion has been made. Is the motion second?
Seconded.
Motion has been made and second to grant the city's request that we accede to the request for the stay of orders and administrative actions for those cases currently pending in the court. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carried. Moving on to the next case.
Have a good day, Mr. Chairman. I'll see you next door.
See you in court?
Okay, next case, case number 21-8.
I think we just got fucked. Basically. They didn't want us, they don't hear nothing we had to say anyway, so what the fuck. Have a good day, Mr. Chairman. I'll see you next door.
See you in court? God damn it, are you fucking serious? You can't even say shit? Dude. Fucking something. That's why Gary left. Holy shit. There's a report. We can't say anything now.
Not allowed to say too much. My shirt says everything I have to say about this.
Okay, just wanted to see if either of you wanted to make a comment about
Laura said you got to contact Rutherford. Yep.
I apologize, sir.
We just got fucked.
That's basically what it is. I had things out. Which is online, right? And I guess they didn't want to hear it in court, so the prosecutor went in, made a motion so we couldn't speak to do it, so none of us could say a word in there. As you heard him say that, you know, let's just pass this motion so we can pass so they don't have a chance to speak.
Wait, stay there. I got to get your back. Oh, son of a... Hey, Charlotte County. This is Charlotte County COPWATCH. And here's the Code Enforcement Board hearing that we went to today. And this was a filing a motion to stay on the outrageous fines that they fined us. They almost fined me $11,000 for free speech here in Punta Gorda. And then after we announced we were going to sue them for that, 4 days later, they illegally arrested me for free speech on a sidewalk. So we are here today to make our motion to stay the fines. They wanted $11,000. It came down to $2,500, which is still insane. Each ticket that I went for was like $100 to $200 each for free speech, which is completely insane and illegal. And this is how they fucked us today. So Massey, the other guy that's involved in this, he came early. And you can actually see the stuff that he wanted to talk about on the screen. And earlier, before 9 o'clock, the lawyer went up and talked to the head guy and said, push this through ASAP so we can violate their right to free speech and say what they want to say. And guess what they did? They did exactly that. They fucking violated our right to free speech and to speak on the case at hand here. And so I'm going to do my paper, what I was going to read. Real quick here. What happened here the last time in this meeting was illegal and unconstitutional. To fine somebody for irreparable harm for free speech in this day and age is knowingly violating the First Amendment. You will lose your qualified immunity. Then I was defamed and slandered for this. Then after that, Rutherford Institute announces that they were going to sue and appeal this. And I was illegally arrested for free speech on a sidewalk. And again, I was defamed and slandered again. And doing this in this day and age when you should have known that we have the First Amendment, you lose all your qualified immunity. Again, the cops lose their qualified immunity. There's no fucking way they don't know about the First Amendment. Then the city council has a meeting where they literally admit it's the worst code enforcement board hearing they've ever seen in their life. They fired the guy that was completely out of control for wanting to fine me for outrageous fines that are meant for situations totally different from this, especially not for free speech. And again, that was done knowingly, which gets rid of qualified immunity. Then they illegally fire a board member that was actually doing the right thing. Then, and they just had another city council meeting where my name is finally mentioned by name, and the mayor of Punta Gorda literally said we can sue him for free speech. This is called slap suit for a strategic lawsuit against public participation, which is completely illegal in Florida. There is a statute banning it. Then they talk about how they want to illegally arrest me again for legally protesting with the bullhorn, which means multiple agencies and people work together to violate my right to free speech, which is RICO, which Pasco County is getting sued for right now by Institute for Justice, who I'm reaching out to right now. We had tons of protests here in the past with bullhorns, all on video. Nobody was threatened with arrest like this. You literally have no noise ordinance on the book. You have bands that are outside of the bars that are loud as hell. But I'm the only one that is targeted. This is completely insanity. You're doing it knowingly. You have no qualified immunity. You have already been sent the videos that show that protesting with bullhorns is supposed to be bad signs and bad words, and nothing happened to the other people. Targeted selective enforcement is illegal, violates the 14th Amendment, equal justice under the law. And we now have the Charlotte County Republican Party and the Florida State Republican Party backing us too with lawyers to get rid of this illegal law.
Any other staff comments? Member comments? Yes. Adele and Carl, welcome.
Yeah, thank you. No comments. Thank you.
Nice to have.
Welcome, welcome.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
Faces. And any public comments?
I'd like to first put this book in evidence so that you can see it, the board members can see it.
But you don't, this is a advisory board, you don't need to put anything into evidence. You can just tell them what the book is. That's fine. You have 3 minutes for public comment.
Actually, don't we have an unlimited time? It doesn't say that in your literature. In other words, in the agenda, in every other form, it says that there's 3 minutes, not to this meeting. You look at the public.
There's reasonable limits that the board.
Okay, I'm not going to be long. I'm just saying that's what it is.
Okay, thank you.
So, I'm Jeff Lustig. This book, according to your sign ordinance, would I should be fined for this because it has the word. Can I say it? Am I allowed to say it? I'm asking the attorney. Well,
You can read the title of the book.
I can read the title. The title is Gloria Steinem, The Truth Will Set You Free, but first it will piss you off. This is a public space. A 16-year-old could view it. It is one of the 7 words that have been deemed obscene or indecent by the FCC, which is the case that the city attorney uses to bolster just the mere presence of the word causes offense to the citizens of Punta Gorda. I'd like to get, I see there's a police officer here. I've heard the code enforcement doesn't enforce this, but I'd like to be given a warning. I've been told that you get a warning before you do get a penalty for it. In the past, the other individuals were given, not just given tickets, but the Code Enforcement Board deemed that this offense causes irreparable harm to the community and increases the fine from $100 for its first offense to $5,000. First, that I'm really addressing the previous board, not to the new members here or whatnot. Who decides what community standards are in Punta Gorda? Normally, it is a jury of our peers in a courtroom with a judge overseeing the process to ensure our constitutional rights, not an unelected group of individuals who have shown disdain for First Amendment challengers by calling them bozos and belittling their attorneys. I don't blame the Code Enforcement Board. Our wonderful town has been dragged into this mess by our city council and city attorneys in an attempt to stop First Amendment auditors. We have plenty of laws on the books to deal with disorderly people who disturb the peace. People have the right to protest their government by banning words and banning books that contain such words under the guise of protecting 16-year-olds is anathema to our free society. Where can I protest that a 16-year-old does not have access to? The city attorney answer was a bar at 10 p.m. That was his answer to me and at this code meeting. The mayor dislikes the fact that people are using signage to protest a pro-life stance. She doesn't like the fact that there's signage there. And the city attorney explained to her that you don't have the right to do that. Why are we banning? Your whole purpose of this ordinance was to stop this gentleman from doing that. If he's too loud, make a noise ordinance. Okay.
We're not here, if you want to comment on whether the ordinance is appropriate or not, this is not the forum to bring that up.
Well, you're
Our
the
job
ones,
is to
okay,
enforce the ordinance.
okay, my only question to you is, why doesn't grass that's too long be considered irreparable damage to the community, and a word that could be taken back or that can be unshown isn't? How did you make that determination? No, but I'm asking.
We're not here to justify what our decisions and stuff.
I'm not saying that. I'm just.
You're asking us a question. We're not here to be interrogated.
I'm not allowed to. I'm not asking any questions. I'm making a rhetorical speech.
You just did. You said, why are you, which usually is an interrogatory.
I don't, listen, all I'm saying to you is, I'm glad that there's a lawyer on the board now. I think that's wonderful. And she's asking wonderful questions. But I'm asking you to think about the concept of irreparable harm, that you just can't willy-nilly use that for some cases and not cases. The fact that somebody sees something doesn't mean that that it's caused irreparable harm to the community. If I see a violation, you can't make me unsee it. And that's really all I wanted to
Thank you.
have you talk about. So will this officer write me ticket for this now? It requires a complaint?
It has been 3 minutes.
Okay,
Yes,
that's fine,
I'm saying-
but, so it has to be a complaint? So, the only way that you can get a ticket is through a
Excuse me,
complaint?
we're done.
Okay, that's fine.